So today we'll be looking at Spectre Divide. So I had no idea this game even existed, man. I just found it out when I realized that it's coming in 5 days, in 25th of February. So it's gonna be releasing in 5 days, and I'm just finding out about this game now. I have never seen any clips of this game, never heard of this game before. But let's look at the Spectre Divide preview. So this came out 6 months ago. Let's have a look. So this yeah, like I said, this game's gonna be releasing in 5 days, and I'm just hearing about it now, man. Cannot believe that.
For the first time, I fully expected to play
So
team-based
it's a shell. I know this is a shell shading art style, and it's 3v3.
Provided no other information other than Spectre being a mashup of Valorant and CS:GO. But
Yeah, this game looks a lot like a Valorant, man.
Overwhelmed by the novelty Spectre Divide brings.
This game looks a lot like Valorant, man.
The first thing that stood out to me was the art style. Cell shading in FPS games is definitely not something you see every day, and some may argue it could be distracting.
Wait, how many
details you can see in the world?
I thought it was 3v3 game.
And bright, so you don't get overwhelmed.
So why do you have two different characters in each person?
I would say the only downside to
Does each
visuals
person have two different characters? Is that it?
Outlines on your enemies were too slight, and
So it's-
you'd be unable to determine if who you were looking at is in fact your enemy. But the fun I had
Is this game free to play, by the way? If it's free to play, obviously I'll definitely play it. But the only problem is Frag Punk. That game Frag Punk is gonna come out a week after this, week or two after this, man.
Tactical shooter that utilizes a mechanic called duality, where you control two characters in matches.
Okay, so you do control two different characters.
Just
Okay.
split into two bodies. To further solidify the point that these are your two bodies, you're actually able to fully customize both yourself and your Spectre in the menu.
I guess that lives up to the name
It's a really
Spectre.
interesting system in a genre that has Valorant or Overwatch, where you can traditionally have.
I'm gonna say right now, I don't like that system at all, where you play as two different characters. Why not just have like 6v6 rather than 3v3?
Encourages you to be creative with your character customization, but also your gameplay too.
That was terrible.
With the puck that allows you to relocate your Spectre to any position, and then swap to that body. So this can be used to get a.
Okay, I understand the mechanic. Okay, I do understand the
See
mechanic.
another day. Your Spectre can also alert you.
The
to other enemies
the
approaching that
gunplay can be
specific
better,
body.
man.
If I left
It doesn't
my Spectre on point
sounds.
B and
The
I
gun
were
doesn't
on
sound
point A,
powerful,
I'd
man.
be alerted if any enemies were nearing point B based on where my Spectre is. This allows your Spectre to be even more of a useful tool in each match. If your Spectre dies, you're still able to use your remaining body to see the game through. So the Spectre gives you a second chance if you're smart with placement. When I ran through my first few rounds of a match, I was surprised that learning to manage a second body was not as difficult or daunting as I expected during the tutorial.
Carrier was killed.
It takes a solid minute to figure out how to position yourself and your Spectre and how to best utilize your two bodies in a fight. But the learning curve was actually incredibly shallow. I got about 4
I mean,
hours
this
of
game
gameplay
is
in, and
different.
during that
I'll
time,
give it that.
I
It is
developed a few
different
tips to really
in
boost my Spectre mechanics.
this world of
Learning
saturated
basics and
FPS
getting
game.
reflexes
It is
down for
different.
Managing your Spectre was pretty quick.
Why did they go with the cell shading art style, though, man? Wait, who made this game? If it's by Ubisoft, I ain't playing. If it's by EA, I ain't playing.
Think of the sponsors as your different classes in an FPS. There are currently 8 sponsors available with different kits that vary from assault-based abilities to healing support ability. Each set of sponsors are created with duality in mind, so you're able to further utilize your Spectre while activating your abilities. For example, when I used the Pinnacle sponsor, using the Adrenalink stim would heal the body I was currently in. But if I swapped to my Spectre, I'd be able to gain enhanced movement and vision for the duration of the stim.
Adrenalink activated.
This really encourages unique gameplay from players, and during my hands-on time, it kept me on my toes throughout each round. Trying to strategize the best ways to flank enemies or utilize my Spectre for intel was half the fun. I honestly found myself immediately taken by this concept, and after each match, I'd want to queue back in and try a different strategy.
Nah, I think this game's gonna die so quickly, man.
Your task
Because like I said, nobody is talking about this game at all, man. Nobody.
Wins takes the victory. There's a buy period in the
But I'm
first
still gonna
rounds of
try
each
it, though.
round where you determine what
You know, if it's free to play, I'm still gonna try it.
Unlike Valorant or CSGO, when you buy weapons, you don't just buy individual weapons for each character. The weapons come in sets of 2 that split between you and your Spectre. So when I bought the first weapon set in Tier 2, I received the Buzzsaw for myself and the Harp Sniper for my Spectre. If either you or your Spectre dies but one of you survives the round, you are able to simply buy back the single weapon you're missing in the kit for a discounted price. On that note, the weapons in Spectre Divide aren't particularly unique. They're weapons I've seen before in most FPS rosters, with your typical burst rifles, SMGs, assault rifles, and super-powered operator sniper rifle. But it's the way the weapons work that was the more creative angle. Usually, in tactical shooters, your aim becomes less accurate as you move, and you're encouraged to walk slowly or even crouch when pulling the trigger. It's quite the opposite in Spectre Divide. As long as you're ADSing, you're able to shoot on the move with crosshair accuracy.
Doc Recall Hyperdome here.
You can still hipfire, but the best way to ensure your accuracy is maxed is by ADSing a majority of the time.
I wonder what weapon will be the best in this type of game.
Valorant, Apex Legends,
I think most people will use sniper because it's only like
makes sense
3v3.
Divide's base mechanics.
So you want like that one hit kill?
From the fact that you're not able to
But I'm not really good at a sniper, man.
Shooters.
So I'm gonna be like assault rifle type of guy.
But now you're able to move around however you want and maintain that accuracy. The competitive nature of Spectre Divide works without the added need to be strategic in your starter movement because of the required management of you and your Spectre. Mountaintop's ability to balance these mechanics is genuinely intelligent. The barrier to entry is a non-issue, with the concept of duality being easily comprehended. However, the skill gap between comprehension and mastering duality is deep enough that players can spend hours and hours in the game and still find new ways to utilize this mechanic in unique ways each match.
Wait, how many
For the first
character are in this
long
game?
time, I'm so very excited for
How many powers can you get?
Yes. Spectre Divide will be free to play with Spectre
Okay.
and weapon cosmetics as the
Free
only
to play,
purchase
alright.
and no pay-to-win mechanics. For more news on Spectre Divide, be sure to stay right here at IGN.
Like I said, I do understand the concept of Spectre. I do understand it. But this is a dead game, man. I think this is when it's released on 25th, obviously it's gonna get boost in numbers, but it's gonna die down really quickly. It's gonna be like Splitgate. I'm still gonna try it though, man. So yo, what's up guys? So I just finished my 1 hour gooning session, so I just need to take a shower now. So enjoy these videos.